This week on 15 Processes of Blacksmithing, or month, whatever it might be, we're going to do swaging and dapping. Let's see. This is kind of a weird one because how we use swages and daps, well, particularly swages nowadays, is quite different to how they used to be used. Most people know swaging as basically an object like this that they bash flat work into. But originally these channels here were intended for resizing material or profiling material from initial bar stock. So predominantly we're going to talk about the dapping processes. So I'm going to show you how I dap. I've got a little bit of sheet stock, I don't know what it is, like probably 18 gauge, 16 gauge, somewhere around there. Disc, and I'm going to go in, dap into this disc. As I push down, trying to keep it fairly well centered and keeping a little bit of rotation on it. And get it to push down into the middle. Right about there, I've bottomed down.
Let's see, because you can see just in the center is where the hammer's been landing, so you're just trying to get that very middle down first, right?
Yeah. This is a double ball peen that I made years and years ago out of a ball peen, regular ball peen that I've got at a junk sale. This has been awesome. I've kind of loved this thing. But push down first. You're not going to get all the way to the bottom. You have to be aware that your material has a limitation. If you push down too fast, and your material's not thick enough on the edges and you're going down like this will ripple around the outside. Also, if you push down too fast and it is drawing, you're actually kind of running the risk of splitting the underside as well. So you're fighting with two concepts at the same time, one which is stretching and the other one which is shrinking. So essentially upsetting in a linear format. So be aware of what the material will do. It's also very similar to spinning, the spinning form of sheet metal. So, you know, the same fatigue issues that you're going to get, what you'll have with this. Strange how they all kind of overlap. And then when I got basically bottomed out, I can run around the rim here. And I'm running rings, always with these things. That's kind of the best way to approach it. I'm just keeping an eye on the form as it goes. This is actually nicely compressing that outer ring. I'll give it one more push down for final cleanup. Watch out for your dap or your swage from getting dirty. That scale will imprint. And you know, obviously this is a steel swage block, but this could just as happily be a block of wood or something like that. We have this thing that winds up traveling with us where we form our leaves into. It's actually a piece of cedar, not the best wood in the world. I would typically go for end grain oak. That usually works.
I think we went for cedar because it's showier.
Yeah, you get a lot of flame.
Yeah.
It was probably what we had that was the right size at the time.
That's also true.
All right, one more run through on this. Trying to run that high ring. Running a lower ring. And if you have the appropriate shaped dish, you can really control your forms quite nicely. Not bad. I'm just having an eye on this thing as I'm going, making sure that all the parts that I want to seat have seated. Well, that was exciting. Exit stage left. I think that's the first time I've ever had that happen.
I've had them fly out before.
Yeah, not like that. That'll do. This kind of also gets into the realms of two other constructs that are similar to this, which are sinking and raising, which are more sheet metal working constructs. Oh, you panned up to me. But the sheet metal construct of basically stretching the thing up or sinking it down into a hole. Very much the same. So.
Will you cool that off real quick?
Yeah.
Thank you. I just want to show the flat of it.
All you.
Well, it's kind of hard to see. My camera doesn't want to focus on it. But if you do it in that manner, that meticulous of a manner, it will all come down pretty symmetrically. Is that a word?
It is now.
It is now. If you don't do it in that manner, running the rings, you could have issues where you have, you know, one side raised up higher than the other, etc. Anyway.
Switching and dapping.
There it
we
is.
go. I'll start rattling on about something else.